Chris John for KaijuPop.com, and this is something interesting, or different at least. This is Exciting Hour, the first pro wrestling video game on the PlayStation 4. It doesn't look like a PS4 game, does it? That's because it's actually a 1985 arcade game by Tecmos Japan and published by Taito. This is part of Arcade Archives on the PS4. If I bring up the little gimmick here. This is Arcade Archives. There's been a few of these, just little mid-1980s arcade re-releases on the PS4, which are ridiculously overpriced. They're just over 800 yen each for the bare bones ROM. There's nothing particularly, extravagant added to this. There's no little history stuff. I suppose that you can check out the manual here, but that's just a game, a game manual for the game in itself. It's, you can tinker with a few things about the display. If you like, you can rotate the screen, play it upside down if you want. But for presumably future shmups on here, you can rotate it 90 degrees and turn your TV if you're that kind of person. But that's about all you can do in terms of tinkering. So, not that great in that regard, and not a great value for money proposition. Interestingly, this is, Arcade Archives are only available on the Japanese PSN, and I'm playing this with my Japanese account, which I don't normally do. This is curiously, and I believe quite probably accidentally, region locked. It's region locked in that if I try to play this with any other account other than one I bought it with, when it says press options to start the game, it doesn't accept any controller input at all. I believe that's probably actually a bug rather than evil finagling, but I've yet to sort of get any official word on that. So Exciting Hour, yeah, it's a 2-button wrestling game. Let's get going here. This is the sequel or spiritual sequel to, what was it called? In the West, this was known as Mania, and it's the it's the spiritual sequel to a prior wrestling game that now Tag Team Wrestling, that was it. But Tag Team Wrestling was published by Data East, and this was published by Taito in the arcades, in Japanese arcades, and yeah, as I said, known as Mania in the West. It's a 2-button gimmick, and very timing based, which I suppose style at the time. I'm not exactly sure when in '85 this was released, but you're kind of thinking around about the same time as pro wrestling appeared on the NES or the Famicom. And so I suppose both of those games, and that's sick, I do like that. The backdrop into the ropes, let's do it again. Ah, crap. And he bounces and just crumples into the ropes. I suppose both those games would inform wrestling games to come. Of course, pro wrestling, designed by the same guy that would later create Fire Pro Wrestling. And, in the arcades, Tecmos would have, a good deal of a legacy when it comes to wrestling games. Of course, in a couple of years they would have the WWF license in the arcade. So Tecmos would produce Superstars and WrestleFest, which are two extremely fondly remembered titles. And so yeah, I mean, that kind of dictates a lot of the systems here and a lot of the controls. I suck, apparently. In what you have here, it's a timing-based system. You only have 2 buttons, one a weak attack and one a strong attack. And if you hit both of them at the same time, you run. You have this little announcement bit at the beginning, which is cute. And, in structure, of course, it's an arcade wrestling game, so you plow through different people. in your quest to the belt. The boss here is a not too subtle Bruiser Brody reference. Bruiser Brody was, of course, like tearing things up in all Japan at the time. So I had read somewhere that, you know, if you just let the guy run into you, then you can do what you want. That exploit not working here. But yeah, you can do a crossbody, which is the cool thing that you can do. You can do body slams. I'm screwing this up. You can do backdrops. That's kind of what I'm limited to at the moment. Backdrop. Do it again. Drop down, backdrop, get again. Kick in the face. Oh, I missed the cover there. Yeah, there's no flying off the top rope or anything like that. Except you can do that. Holy shit! You know, big high spot there. I don't know how you get back in the ring. I don't know how you get back in the ring. I don't know how you get back in the ring. Both buttons together, underneath the bottom. 20. Oh, you just hold up. Okay. Yeah, it holds up quite well actually in terms of the systems. It's reasonably fluid. It's very difficult. It's obviously a quarter muncher or a 100 yen muncher for the time. I obviously haven't figured out the exploit that I've seen on the internet apparently, where, you know, you can throw somebody in and then double down, and then you'll continually be able to pick them up and hit whatever move you wanted to hit. Haven't been able to do that, but oh, you got a pile driver there as well. That was horrible. He cancelled him there. I like the fact that the music subtly changes when, oh wow, oh no, you know, when one or the other guy is in danger of getting pinned. I think that's cute. The referee's arm disappears when he goes for a count, which is weird. And yeah, I'm perennially getting destroyed by the insane warrior over here. So yeah, it's not a bad game. It's whoops, that's the wrong thing there. Yeah, it's very much an early wrestling game. As a PS3 offering, this isn't great. You know, I haven't seen the other Arcade Archives titles, so I haven't tried to play any of those, because this was the first one that actually appealed to me, because, hey, it's a wrestling game on the PS4. PS4 doesn't have any of those yet. So, you know, so I picked it up, but this is, you know, for the price, it's ludicrously expensive. Ludicrously expensive. It is insane that it costs this much money. But yeah, it's a bit of fun, I suppose. Interestingly, this was kind of left in the arcades, as all of the Tecmo stuff was. You didn't have any WrestleFest ports or anything like that, unless you count the recent redux of WrestleFest that came out on iPhones and PC, that was not very good and had current roster people in it. Yeah, this was kind of left in the arcades to an extent, but there was a sequel to this that released in the arcades, and what this is, and that sort of sequel or a hybrid of this game and the sequel to Mania did get a kind of a port on the Atari 7800 apparently. That really wasn't very good. I've got to see if I can beat it. Yay! At least I moved on to the second round here. Wait. Oh, no, I got my hand raised in victory. I like the crowd here. I'm just looking at the guys in the crowd. It's a better crowd than most of the crowds in wrestling games today, I think. But also, is that Darth Vader? Yeah, it is. Look. It's just Darth Vader hanging out watching wrestling. Brilliant. Oh, and you can get on the top rope and miss a missile dropkick. Oh dear. I'm going to get clobbered here, I think, to be honest. But yeah, a good little wrestling game, a nice little bit of retro nostalgia here, and it's cool the stuff that you can do, which is surprising given the state of a lot of other wrestling games, especially Western developed ones, to be fair. I think you know, pro wrestling as well, you know, that was kind of remarkable with the stuff you could do in terms of topes, plunges, high flying stuff. that you just didn't get in, certainly in the LJN WrestleMania games that would come out. That was ugly, kind of double downy. Yeah, I really like this, but it's just ludicrously expensive at 800 yen for this bare bones ROM, so maybe don't really check it out. It has got really easy trophies, as in you get a trophy for just opening the options menu. That kind of easy trophy. I'm obsessed with getting to the top right, it's just never going to happen, isn't it? So yeah, but you would only unlock those on your Japanese account, so if that's your main account, then fill your boots, I guess. Yeah, exciting hour. Maybe not an exciting hour, but an exciting 10 minutes here on kaijupop.com. Chris Charlton, once again, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.